Hello stamping friends, welcome back to the final video in the August 2015 online card class. And we are featuring watercoloring as we have been doing on the other videos. This is the card that we're going to be doing, and I just have to show you what fun thing it does. Okay, so this is a fun one. The supplies that you will receive in the card kit, of course, is the envelope. You'll receive a piece of melon mambo that has already been cut out for you, so you don't have to worry about that. You'll receive a piece of the heavyweight cardstock by Stampin' Up. This, we've been begging for this, so you're going to love when you get this in your hands. You'll receive a small oval that's already been cut out for you, and you'll receive a piece of Whisper White ribbon. The stamp set we're using again is the Remarkable You. And we're going to need our aqua painters for this one. And I'm going to use a pencil, and I'll show you why. We're going to use the StazOn. And I'm going to take the Whisper White heavy duty cardstock. And I want you to notice that it has been cut down so that it fits inside of your card. So you'll want to center that correctly. And you're going to want to stamp on what would normally be the back panel, because this card is going to attach and then open up that way. Okay, so we're going to put that down, and because it's stiff, it's moving on me. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten it out so that I don't have it moving when I go to stamp. I'm using this flower. And sometimes when your label doesn't match up exactly with how you mounted your stamp, you might want to stamp off on a scratch piece of paper to see which way your flower is going. But the first thing I want to do, I mentioned to you that I was going to use a pencil. So let me back up just a little bit and let me mount this inside just by placing it. And then I'm going to close this, and I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to lightly trace off my oval so that I know that this is my stamped area, and then I'll just erase that when I'm done. So again, I'm going to flatten that out. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I know from previously doing this that my stamp is a little bit off, so I really want to angle my stamp so that it's kind of peeking out through that hole. There we go. Close up your StazOn. Okay, so now we have it. And again, I'll just erase that when I'm done. I'm going to take my aqua painters and I'm using the same color ink pad. You don't have to. You were told when the class started which stamp pads I would be using. But you can make your flower a different color. It's okay. These are your cards. So I'm going to I'm squeezing that bulb and adding a little bit of water to this, and then I'm going to color. And I'm just coloring the whole thing. No real light source on this card. And we're done. All right, so let me close this up. And, oh, I want my green. Wipe off there. Watercoloring is really quick and fun. I hope you will feel the same way after you've done all these cards this month. All right, so now we're going to take some adhesive Close that up. The front of this was also embossed using the large dots, embossing folder, decorative dots from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to mount that right in there. Okay, I'm going to take my piece of ribbon and I'm just going to tie a knot. And snip off the excess. Okay, so now to stamp our little piece, and we need our stamp that says, "You are remarkable." Since this piece is already pre-cut for you, you may be a little nervous about stamping where you can't see, and you can't see that at all on my green paper, so let me move it off. You can upside down stamp, don't forget. Just place that on there. And stamp. There you go. All right, so one other trick I want to show you. If you'll notice, this says, "I'm so grateful for you" in the bottom. That stamp to me is a little bit skinny, okay? You might find it a little wobbly. So I'm going to use, let me pick it up, my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. If you've seen me in action before, you've seen my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. I love this thing. If you don't have one, please get one. So what I've already done, and I'll just show you, is I lined this up, I inked up my stamp, I stamped in the corner, and I created my image. Okay, so on my imaging sheet, I've got my placing. So then it makes it very easy for me to take my card, open it back up, and since this does go pretty close to the edge, I'm going to be holding this with my hand, but I'm going to go ahead and line this up where I want it. Okay, bring in the rest of my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, put it down, move this away. So see how this is holding that paper still? You just don't want that paper moving because you'll get a smear. All right, so then we're going to ink up our stamp. And I'm going to line it up in the corner. And to me, it looks like I'm stamping off the paper. And I'm like, oh, is it going to work? Yes, it does. It works. All right, so then we have that. All we need to do now is add some dimensionals to the back of our green piece. And let's see if I did that right. I got lucky. You want to make sure that you don't put your adhesive where it's going to stick your card together. Again, I got lucky. Maybe I've done several of these and I know exactly where to place them. Okay. So then we'll just line this up right here. And a little bit sticky. So see, I was off just a little bit. So just be careful. Don't do what I do. All right, so we're done with this card. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in September.